check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
The Titans are going to win the ball game.
Your 2023 CCIW Men's Lacrosse Tournament champions are the Titans.
6 to shoot. Wolf wrangles in. The leaner off the glass and in.
Men's volleyball is back at the Shirk Center after a 2-week hiatus with their CCIW fate on the line as they welcome the North Park Vikings into Bloomington. I'm Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis and assistant coach Mike Eastman. Coach, it's been a while since you've been back at the Shirk. Have had some weather cancellations over the last couple of weeks. You return home to face a North Park team that got the best of you up on the north side. What are your thoughts heading into this match?
Well, we're looking to return the favor here. We're excited to be back in Shirk. Feels good to be home, no traveling, and yeah, we're just looking to, this is an important one. Looking to get out there and play with some fire tonight for sure.
Past matches into this one, what kind of things are you looking to improve and make sure that you really do this game?
Defense is something we've been trying to pick up the intensity on. Making those extra plays and really trying to frustrate teams is a good starting point for us to just kind of change the momentum in some of these games.
When you took on North Park the last time, it was the introduction of your newly formed lineup. How do you plan on using that to show North Park a different look today?
We're going to go at them pretty similar, to be honest, and the difference is that we got a couple good weeks of getting these guys right mentally, and yeah, it's going to be good.
You've been with this program since its inception. Tonight you have a chance to set the most wins in a season. How does that feel as someone who's been here from the jump, one of only 2 people to do that?
Yeah, that's great. We're looking to keep this thing moving in the right direction every year, and I think we've been decently successful overall, and it's not easy from year to year to make those improvements with new guys and stuff, especially after our class graduating last year, but we brought in the right guys here and looking to keep going in the right direction.
And before we let you go, your keys to a win tonight?
It's all about what's going on our side, so serve, receive well, and keep ourselves in system, and we're going to be looking good tonight.
Matt Sossler, Alex Bardenitis, and assistant coach Mike Eastman. Pregame resumes on IWSports.com.
At NCAA Championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
Gator with the right side, the cutter to Hardy for the throwdown. A senior day to remember for Grant Hardy with it.
Yep, thank you so much. Also, could you possibly grab...
Pregame at the Shirk Center, Illinois. Wesleyan about to take on North Park in the return match. Let's take a look at their battle up on the north side of Chicago on February the 26th. A 3-1 Viking victory, the closest set in that match. 28-26 in the second, going North Park's way. Illinois Wesleyan's lone set win was the third, a 25-21 knock. Taking a look at some leaders for Illinois Wesleyan. Leader in kills, there wasn't a ton of offense. Bryce Williams with 10. However, for North Park, that was more of the storyline, with Ty Ingrao finishing with 14 kills. Like we alluded to, Alex, it was the first time we saw Jace Milka wear the on jersey instead of being the libero, so there was a lot of sorting out for the green and white.
Definitely. The first time that you switch positions can be a little bit tricky, especially eye work and just getting used to the position itself. But I think now Jace Milka playing that position for a couple matches so far, and in practice, he's gotten the hang of it. The team chemistry's gotten a little bit better, and other changes with Dan Overstreet as a libero as well. Those things have all come together.
And Overstreet was not the libero the last time these two teams met. Overstreet was actually forced into that role at the 11th hour when Ben Zima woke up with food poisoning before their match on the 1st of March against Augustana. So that put Overstreet into that role. He did a decent job against the Augustana Vikings, who's been the only team that the Titans have seen since their last duel with the North Park Vikings.
I think having Ben Zima and Jace Milka as libero compared to having Dan Overstreet and Ben Zima as libero, there's a lot more switching going on between Overstreet and Zima, whereas Milka and Zima didn't switch as much.
As you see on your screen, both Zima and Overstreet wearing the libero jersey to start. You can switch at the set. But Coach Mueller going with a two libero look for the third straight match, just trying to figure things out. Illinois Wesleyan can set their program record in wins at 12 with a victory today. However, for Coach Mueller, we'll take a look at the conference standings later on in the broadcast. It's more about playing the long game for the Titans, trying to figure out what you're going to do, maybe for the rest of this year, but next year, the year after that, and the year after that.
Exactly. Learning what works and looking at that stuff, especially with such a young class and a lot of the young kids playing, that works up and builds up for future years.
Let's now send it down courtside for pregame introductions.
Today's men's volleyball match between the Vikings of North Park University and your Illinois Wesleyan Titans. At this time, we ask you to please rise and face the flag at center court as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's meet the starters for the visiting Vikings. Number 4, a freshman, Jan Dragon. Number 8, a sophomore, Gerald Malana. Number 12, a junior, Jonah John Sampson. Number 16, a fifth-year, Teddy Gilville. Number 20, senior, Sam Robinson. Number 33, senior, Ty Ingrao. And number 3, fifth-year, Noah Chanthalengzi. The Vikings are coached by Brittany Welch. She's assisted by Jackson Bongratz.
Pre-game at the Shirk Center, about to get underway. Matt Sossler alongside Titan Women's Volleyball and CCIW Newcomer of the Year, Alex Bardenitis. North Park enters with a record of 9-12, 2-3 in conference. Illinois Wesleyan 11-8, 1-4 in league play. Based on the mathematics, if we look at a chalk ending to the CCIW, meaning if the favorites win and the underdogs lose, this is an elimination match. The loser will not make the conference tournament. The winner has a puncher's chance.
Yeah, a little bit more of a high-pressure situation for the loser. So both teams on edge probably. But with that being said, you got to stay aggressive, and it's which team wants it more, which team's going to be more aggressive, play those smarter shots, and use it to their advantage.
Top four get in, so Illinois Wesleyan needs to win it to even themselves with North Park, and then we'll get into the land of tiebreakers post-match if that is relevant. You're looking at the top three, Carthage, Loris, and North Central, pretty much locks for the postseason in the CCIW. We'll take a look at some scores from around the league. Also, keep in mind, Illinois Wesleyan and Loris are each a game back. That match got postponed from earlier this month due to high winds. This is the remaining schedule for Illinois Wesleyan. Obviously not smooth sledding from here on out, so this is critical, playing 4 ranked teams the rest of the way. You got to take one small step to accomplish a giant leap, and now is their opportunity. And Alex, before we get underway, your keys for the Titans to stay afloat in conference.
I think so far they've been doing a good job in practice of working on the things that maybe haven't been working as well in matches. So just being able to transfer those things from practice to this match. I know Coach Mike Eastman said in the pregame interview they were really working on defense, and that so if we can see that transfer in this game and some of the things that maybe they didn't work as well before when they played North Park into this game, then we can see the Titans come out on top.
Coogan, the senior, back to serve, and the Frankfort native tees us off in Bloomington. Ryder keeps it up. Too much for Williams. North Park strikes first.
Utilizing a lot of those high hand touches on the block to send that ball deep out of the court space.
Jan Dragon with the kill. Had 7 kills against Illinois Wesleyan the first time around up at North Park. Perhaps some rust for Illinois Wesleyan. They played on Saturday at Augustana, but it feels like forever since they've been in action. Milka denied up front. Sam Robinson, one of the Vikings, on the denial.
It's a great close on the block. Super solid press.
Of course, you look at the non-conference slate when they're playing 5 matches in 6 days, some tri-matches over the weekends. Then you get into conference and it's a lot less, 1 to 2 matches a week. Ty Ingrao back to serve. Guzella, strong swing, kept up.
Out of the back row.
And put down by Ingrao, the program's all-time leader in kills.
Those money shots in the back row, going for those corners because you get around the block. It's easy. It's harder for the defender to read.
That's his 221st kill just this year alone. He became North Park's all-time leader in kills on March the 15th. Was also named the CCIW Hitter of the Week on February 17th. Rolling just misses. And North Park out to an early jump. They'll actually give that to Illinois Wesleyan on a violation. So a break caught by the Titans. Able to flip serve. Vince DiCasola into the match, the senior. And it's that time of year, Alex, where these seniors, you only have 2 guaranteed matches at the Shark left, and you really have to put the pedal to the gas to get a third in the conference tournament, almost going perfect from here on out.
For sure, but also, again, mental toughness aspect. You can't say what ifs. You can't regret anything. You just got to go out there and you got to play.
Attacking error, Titans within 1. Bit of a miss hit. DeCasola keeps it up. Williams, we're still going. Right into the area of Zima. Kill for Sam Robinson.
Coach Eastman said they wanted to work on defense, and we can see those scrappy plays. Bryce Williams keeping that ball alive.
Robinson back to serve. The Chicago native went to Taft High School. Golden opportunity for Rolling.
And off
Makes
the
it
hands.
work. Today's the first match of the year that these players have a little bit more room to work with basketball season in the rearview mirror. The near side bleachers, as you see it on your screen, are retracted. So any ball that is hit awry towards the near side is playable.
Which has its advantages and disadvantages.
Rolling just a hair short. You get an extra 50 to 60 feet to play a ball. You don't have to go climbing into the bleachers. However, it also messes with depth perception and other things like that.
That and the other team's going to be pretty frustrated if you're able to keep that ball in play.
Liam Miller, the Rockford native. Zima with a miss hit.
Out of system.
Off the hands.
High hands. Those tooling high hand shots are going to be really utilized on both sides here.
Miller, 13 aces to 44 errors entering today. This is a North Park team that does not have a ton of size, but they managed to make it work.
That's where that tooling comes into play.
See it again there.
Out of the back row. Dug up by DeCasola.
Williams blocked up front by John Sampson. It's something you rarely say when you talk about Illinois Wesleyan. They're typically the team that's on the smaller side, going up against the likes of Carthage, North Central, when they do play Loris. Even Augustana.
Height's definitely a factor, especially blocking, but as long as you're smart, like that shot, tool shot by Brendan Ryder right there, and you can see that block and get around it, that's the key to the game.
Titans staying within the neighborhood with the freshman Rolling back to serve. Rolling the ace on the back line. Rolling's 9th ace of the year. Miss hit from John Sampson. Titans back within one. Jonah John Sampson, the Texas native. Rolling with a chance to tie, puts it in the net. Just the first service error for Illinois Wesleyan today. Gerald Milana from Guam on serve for the first time today. Sails it long. His 72nd service error of the year.
Ethan Kujela into the front row for the Titans for Vince DeCasola.
That's been one of the constants in this Titan lineup all year long. A group that has seen a ton of shifting. After Kuzella returned from a chest injury in the middle of the non-con, as Williams just misses wide.
Smart shot going for those deep corners, though.
After Kuzella returned, it's been a near straight platoon between him and DeCasola.
I think that's a good strategy on Coach Mueller's part, especially utilizing Vince DeCasola on defense and Ethan Kujela's volleyball IQ and height and just offensive aggressiveness in the front row.
Jonah John Sampson with a topspin miscommunication between the two original liberos, Point North Park, Robinson on the attack.
That's a little bit of a downfall having two defensive specialists right next to each other. Both of them have the mentality that they want to take that ball.
They've been in this role all year long. The only difference today is that they're wearing the opposite color jerseys. Guzella off the hands.
Great
Kept alive
recovery
by John Sampson. Point Vikings just goes to show you, whenever you can keep it up, good things happen.
A couple of the swings that the Titans have taken have gone lower into the net, maybe haven't cleared it all the way. They need to start swinging high, utilizing that block and finding those holes.
Vikings have won the last 3 points. John Sampson just deep.
Williams back to serve.
Second service error for North Park in the first set. So those have been fairly even. We haven't seen them at the typical clip that we've seen here at the Shark so far this year. Golden chance for Illinois Wesleyan. Milka on the other side. The Bloomington wall strikes. See the quick work from the green and white front row. Splitting 2 is Ingrao.
Great crossing patterns on the Titans defense back there. Overlapping your defenders often helps you pick up more balls.
Ingrao's second kill of the set. North Park continues to keep the Titans at an arm's length. Milka with the strong, kept alive into the bench. Milka, an outside in high school, started here at Illinois Wesleyan as an outside, moved to libero, and now back as an outside. Blocked out of bounds. It's been the Ingrao show so far in the first set.
You can tell that he definitely can see that block in front of him, and he knows where to place the ball, where to put it.
The 5'10 senior out of Rockford, Illinois. Milka denied. Into the scorer's table. On that side, you can very easily run out of room.
Gonna run into a couple of my teammates working over there.
Been a bruiser of a day for the Titan women's volleyball program today.
Oh, yeah.
Hard work at practice. And I thought that Reagan down there thought that she was done for the day, and the next thing you know, you got Jace Milka coming right at the bench.
Right.
Guzella into the first row.
Great placement. A way to find that hole through the block.
In the corner. Point for the Vikings.
It's a really smart shot.
So this is the point in the set where both coaches have their full allotment of timeouts. And you got to say if North Park wins this point, if not the next two, Coach Mueller burns his first.
Smart shot.
Kept up. Off
Kept
the
alive.
foot, out of bounds. We've seen that before in CCIW play.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a great rule that you can legally hit the ball with any part of your body.
However, Milka wide of the post, so it'll be a corner kick for North Park. Just kidding, they're up by 5. Timeout, Illinois Wesleyan. What does Coach Mueller do to try and claw back and keep this from slipping away?
I think the biggest thing right now is just minimizing errors. The defense is picking up a little bit. You got that defensive aspect on the front row with the block. They're getting a lot more touches now, but now it's just cleaning up miscommunications and making sure that everybody's talking with a purpose. And especially finding what shots are open, utilizing that block in front of them and not just hitting low and barely on the tape.
You got to say, for the Titans' sake, they're fortunate to be in this position, just down 5 after hitting a negative 143 over the first 27 points. North Park hitting a 211. Production has been distributed fairly evenly on both sides. Gerald Milana leads the way with 2 kills for North Park, along with Ingreo rolling with a pair for Illinois Wesleyan. Mentioned errors, Alex. 3 for North Park and a whopping 8 for Illinois Wesleyan. Rolling off the hands. You feel like if the Titans have a chance at this set, it's got to be on the back of Milka. Set by Zima.
Out of the back row. Dug out by DeCasola.
Chance for Williams. Miss hit, but got bailed out. Ingreo had no choice on the back line.
I mean, technically speaking, too, that deep corner line shot, really tricky for a defender to pick up, especially if you're not playing rotational defense and your middle back isn't getting all the way to the line, it has to read.
In terms of momentum, you have to make a dive at that ball. You let it go and it touches the corner, you're in big trouble.
Oh, yeah. Dug up by Jace Milka.
Zima's got to go over.
Tight ball.
Now a golden chance for Illinois Wesleyan, rolling with the slam dunk.
That was beautiful. When that ball, as a hitter, you know that feeling when you see a ball that's tight enough, open net, you just go up for it, no block.
Eyes get really big and rolling with the feast there.
Oh, yeah.
Titans back within 2.
A foot fault called on the server.
That's the first time we've seen that on either side tonight and this year at the Shirk. So North Park catches a break just as Illinois Wesleyan was catching some gas. Williams.
Running an inside
rolling
play.
Again.
To the outside of the libero. That's a great, smart decision for the setters. Running those plays, switching up the block, and opening some of those shots.
And with rolling in the back row, a chance for North Park to take advantage. Some miscommunication, way too much. Touch called. So Milano with a chance for separation.
Scrappy play for the Titans.
Vikings with a chance, off the hands. Put down by Ingrao.
Utilizing that late block in the middle, able to tool it.
North Park with 2 timeouts, Illinois Wesleyan with 1. I'd say 21-15 would probably be the prime time to burn that.
Oh!
Zemo with a nifty dive off the tape, and Williams with a solid swing, but both sides showcasing strong defense. Coogan, soft shot. Ingrao answers with a similar look.
Assist by Zima, off the hands by Williams.
That's a point where someone just had to win by a scrappy shot.
Oh, yeah.
Ryder into the net. Third service error for Illinois Wesleyan today. And with North Park at 20, that becomes a little bit more expensive, Alex.
Every point counts this late in the game, even if it's in the first set.
It puts John Sampson behind the line, who had a solid run earlier on in the set. Blocked up front by Robinson.
North Park is doing a great job of reading Titans' shoulders, where they're facing, and getting right in front of them, closing that block.
It's obviously a lot easier said than done, but that could be a fairly simple fix for Illinois Wesleyan.
Definitely. It's something we've talked about in our women's program as well. Not facing where you're going to hit, throwing in some of those crossbody shots, using your peripherals to see what's open on the court.
John Sampson with the service error. Trading of the points.
Tight ball. One-handed set.
Put down by Robinson.
It's a great one-handed set by Liam Miller.
Miller tied atop the Vikings with 4 assists. Kuzella off a touch. Titans on their last gasp of air in this first set. Off a Ryder.
Robinson's doing a great job in the middle, seeing around the Titan block, and Gavin rolling in front of him.
It just seems that as of this point, Alex, North Park is almost entirely in system. The Titans are forced out of what they like to do.
Definitely. It's tough when a team can pass in system, because that means that they can run all 3 options in their front row, even out of the back row. It's more of an offensive threat.
Ingrao with the top spin. Point North Park after a couple of tight balls. Net violation on the Titans. Set point North Park. Kuzella and Milka keeps the set alive.
As a smart play, going for that attack, being aggressive.
One would guess with the Titans on serve, Coach Mueller will keep that timeout in his pocket and not ice his own guy.
Definitely, especially trying to test the mental toughness of his team.
Blocked.
And Rolling
Tapped
puts it over. Great front by Brendan Ryder on the right side.
Titans with the last 2 points. They'll need 4 more to keep this set above water. That's
And
one.
Rolling puts it down.
Not as emphatic as his usual kill, but it'll do.
From a blocking standpoint, when you can just catch those balls when you're on your way down and swipe them, feels great.
In system, out of bounds. At least that's what the Titans thought.
Oh, called
They call
it
in. That'll do it for the first set. The whole Titan bench had their fingers in the air. We were waiting to see if there was going to be a conference. There is not, and that is the first set. Vikings win it. We head to the second set. North Park up a 7-0 on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Start of the second set at the Shirk. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Barnitis. Vikings up a 7-0 over Illinois Wesleyan. Brandon Mueller, the head coach for Illinois Wesleyan, regarded as one of the best men's volleyball players in Division III. He's opposed on the other side by a Division I star out of Oakland in her first season on the bench for the Vikings, Brittany Welch. Alex, we were talking about this earlier before we dive into some keys for the second set. This is one of the highest profile coaching matchups in the CCIW with the success that Welch had at Oakland and that Mueller had at Springfield.
Definitely. I think, especially in her first season, it's a lot more pressure on a coach, especially getting right into the head coach position. But she's got her playing background. She knows what she's doing, and she's got stuff to show for it.
Was an assistant last year, promoted to the head role this past offseason at Oakland, won Horizon League Freshman of the Year. Also spent some time in the broadcast booth, was a sideline reporter with ESPN Plus, working with basketball, baseball, and softball at Oakland, and assisted in the production of live streams. So we got a conference newcomer of the year on the North Park sideline that also does broadcasting. I'm trying to think if there's a familiar trait with someone maybe up here. I can't put my finger on it.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about either.
Always good to see student athletes doing multiple things throughout their college career. And I'll now ask the CCIW Newcomer of the Year and also broadcaster / sideline reporter here at Illinois Wesleyan the keys for Illinois Wesleyan to even this match.
For sure. I think going into this match, a couple things that they need to work on from the first set. Definitely not hitting into the block, maybe switching up a little bit. Some of those soft shots or running those combo plays like Bryce Williams, they ran on a 3, which is a little bit shifted inside, but just trying to screw with the block. And first kill this set.
From Gavin Rolling. So a good start for the green and white. And for Coach Welch, what do you do to take a 2-0 set lead?
There's a lot of stuff that her team's doing that is working really well, especially running Robinson up the middle. He's doing a great job seeing that block in front of him and placing that ball. Very smart.
Service error from Illinois Wesleyan. And Grayo back for the Vikings. Perfect ball and a perfect swing from Rolling.
A little bit of a deeper kill, but placed very accurately. Right before that block closed.
Balana
Brandon
denied.
Solo block.
Take a look at that one more time.
Getting a solo block like that in volleyball is one of the most, I don't want to say ego boosting, but definitely confidence boosting things that you can do. Dug up by Di Casola.
There's that extra real estate available. Kept alive. Barely in.
Right on that sideline.
But Alex, that's a point that if it was played just a week ago,
Wouldn't
still would have
have
gone North Park's way, but would have ended 3 shots earlier unless Bryce Williams went into the second row of seats.
A little bit of stair climbing for you.
More than capable of doing it, except you have to have 2 feet established on the floor from the point of launch. You can't go into the seats.
Right.
Rare miss hit from Milka and an ace for North Park.
Unless you can stretch your legs and keep them on the floor, it ain't gonna work.
You can't climb the stairs and then make contact with the ball. Robinson with his first ace of the day, his 12th of the year. Fouls it up with an error. Now we'll see if Ryder has the momentum following his solo block. Able to make it work. John Sampson a little rushed.
Brendan Ryder makes serve for the Titans.
You feel, Alex, that this is a point where Illinois Wesleyan can break this set open.
Definitely, they're doing a lot of, they came out really aggressive these first few points.
Jan Dragan with the kill.
A great spot.
Liam Miller enters the Vikings to serve.
Liam Miller in to serve. Was one of 4 players to appear in all 28 matches last year. Was second on the team in assists. Coogan off the hands. Milana over dig. Out of bounds. Titans pleading for an interference call.
Yeah,
Williams is
replay.
in the area.
Bryce Williams went over there to go get it.
That is legal. They'll bring the floor captains together. That should at least warrant a discussion, considering it also went. That was the picture perfect for Williams to have a shot at that play.
Yeah, he was right there, too.
He would have to go back over, though. He couldn't have gone right on the North Park side. Let's see what the verdict is. Stays with North Park. Milana.
Right in the corner.
Out of bounds. Just a tick wide. Blocked.
That's in bounds.
Waiting on it.
You can't go back on a call.
Now we wait to see what it is. We haven't gotten anything at this point.
That ball was...
We had a slight little gesture towards the Vikings, and indeed that's what it's going to be.
Oh, wait, maybe that ball was slightly out.
Regardless of the call,
Can't go back on it.
as an official, the number one thing they teach you in officiating school, day one, lesson one, before you even handed your whistle, block from John Sampson. No matter what, you need to be 1,000% confident in your mechanics.
Stick
It
with
doesn't
your
matter
call.
if the call is 100% right or 100% wrong. Your mechanics need to be extremely confident. Because the second it is not, that is when you lose control of the game.
Yep.
Milana with the service error. Because no matter what, you always have a chance to review it, whether it be in a sport that has instant replay, you can go to the monitor, or in a sport like we are here, you can bring your fellow officials together and discuss.
We're fortunate enough to have professional refs, like actual refs instead of just the student athletes down reffing.
You do see that in some NCAA matches, almost entirely made up in the high school level. Tied at 7, second set. Vikings up a set, trying to put a 2-0 stranglehold on Illinois Wesleyan. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis. Jonah John Sampson back to serve for North Park. One-handed dig from Williams. Milka splits 2.
That's a touch.
Winner of this match keeps their postseason hopes alive. The loser will have a very tough run beyond the regular season. It's slightly possible if Illinois Wesleyan wins for North Park to still make playoffs. But the CCIW is a gauntlet within itself. 3 out of the 6 teams are ranked in the top 20. And only 4 get to play postseason volleyball. Ingrao blocked, kept up.
Placed, but dug up by Zima.
Milka
off the
hands.
Would he use the middle block and tool it on the sharp cross angle instead of just going to the outside of the court?
Robinson, too much. No touch. Illinois Wesleyan on a miniature run here. They've won the last 3. DiCasolo looks solid behind the line in the first set. Edville with the kill.
Right through the hole in the block.
His first kill of the match. So far, Coach Mueller very thin in terms of his bench in the first set and a half of play. Milka just wide. Point Illinois Wesleyan, though. And now Coach Welch a little perplexed. So we've seen a couple of close ones over the last few points. Top spinner into the net for Milka.
One of the things we talk about in our women's program, a lot of these calls that you have no control over. There's controllables in volleyball and then there's uncontrollables. You have to let go of the uncontrollables like ref calls and stuff like that because you have no effect on what they can do and it's not like you can challenge it. So you just got to focus on the next point, keep playing. Oh. Well, we know that ball's out.
Just a little bit. However, instant replay has become a permanent fixture in Division I. Would not be shocked if it becomes a factor in Division III over the next year or so. A lot of schools have already shown their ability to run instant replay for basketball. In turn, a lot of schools have the same facilities for volleyball and basketball, so if it's shown it can be done for one sport, makes it easy to integrate for the other. Ryder off the hands.
And great communication between Rowling and DeCasola, knowing that that ball, DeCasola was pushed forward, running that middle ball behind him.
Williams into the corner.
That's another great advantage of having two setters on the court at the same time. Even though Brendan Ryder is hitting, he can also take that second ball and put up a really good offense, Bryce Williams, to put down.
Point North Park. Williams entered today as the team leader in kills. Titans have 4 players with triple-digit kills or more. Jake Coogan and Trey Merrick would be the next couple, along with Ryan Myers, who could potentially hit the 100 mark. Williams nearing 200. Had 178 entering today. That's his 4th, so we're at 182. Very attainable for the Chicago native to do by year's end. If he did it by match end, it would set a personal best in a given night. Off of Milka. Service error from Miller. It's the 6th service error on North Park tonight.
Illinois Wesleyan is matching. Now 7 service errors.
This is the golden opportunity for Illinois Wesleyan to pull away in this set, nearing 20. But the Vikings with a great chance to make their mark and take control. Off the antenna.
Luke Harkey checking in.
So now we start to see Coach Mueller go to the back end of his bullpen, if you would. With Harkey, Cal Whitchurch also a part of that group. Ryan Myers. If Benzema were to switch jerseys, that was his original role on this team. However, in men's volleyball, liberos cannot serve. Harkey with a changeup.
First point in on an ace. And a short serve nonetheless. Haven't seen too many short serves so far in these past 2 sets.
Hartke's third ace of the year. Coach Mueller preaches that. He wants to throw guys in situations that they can excel in and see what they do. Attacking error from Milana. Talked about it earlier as the Vikings take a timeout. Titans up 5. Alex, this is not just about this year. This is about next year, the year after that, and the year after that. Coach Mueller, at the very least, wants to go into next season knowing what his game plan is from the get-go.
Definitely. I think that's a strategy, especially finding a solid lineup now in the season and with as many young players as he has, which will be an advantage for him figuring out that lineup for next year and years after. But also seeing how the chemistry works with those players and building that early on so that you don't have to start from scratch with new lineups in future seasons.
The Titans do have 4 seniors that they'll say goodbye to at the next home match on Senior Day on April the 5th. Ryan Myers, Vince DiCasola, Luke Hartke, and Jake Coogan. Everybody else still has eligibility remaining after this year, including 10 freshmen. A freshman class that makes up the vast majority of the production on this Illinois Wesleyan squad, the likes of Gavin Rowling, Ethan Kuzella, just to name a couple. Benzema. And you got the sophomores, Bryce Williams and Brendan Ryder. Out of the timeout. Blocked in bounds.
Great out-of-system set by Miller on the North Park side, able to push that ball all the way out.
Titans closing in on 20. Hartke with another soft float. Out of bounds. Point Illinois Wesleyan. And that could just mess up the whole rhythm of a point, Alex. Guy like Hartke, you typically see a deeper float, putting it right around the 10-foot line.
Well, especially targeting the front row players that don't normally pass with those serves.
However, that is a drawback with a shorter serve, is you dump it into the twine.
Odds to hit the net.
However, Hartke coming in and doing his job, causing some separation in this second set as the Titans try to even the match at 1 set apiece. John Sampson with the topper. Out of bounds. You can tell based on the routine of a server what he's going to do, but especially that one, Alex. The downward inside motion, the cradling of the ball. North Park knows what DiCasola is going to do, and they guess right.
Especially with scouting, and they've played him before, so they obviously know the tendencies too.
Overpass put down by Ingrao.
Smart offensive play.
You know what the serve's going to be. However, you can never tell
what zone.
Zone, pace, targeting.
Whether it's short or deep.
How they are on the serve, how North Park is on the receive. There's many variables to that constant. Out of bounds.
It's a fun little game. That's why I love serve receive.
It's one of my favorite things.
Oh, yeah.
It's a massive chess match before anything begins. There's also a lot of indirect strategy that a team can do. You can line up tighter, you can line up looser. make the court look smaller or bigger for a server, or as Milka buries it in the net?
Something that we would do in our program to switch up serve receive would be to pass a two-man, which is just one of the passers pulls back, and you pass two people, and it hides one of them, but it also shortens and widens the court depending on how many people you got. That ball's inbounds right on the line.
Ace for Ingreo. His second ace of the day. One thing I used to do, Alex, on serve receive, it would drive opposing coaches nuts and opposing players. I actually got called for a violation on it once. I'll tell you after this point. Rolling, blocked up front by Robinson. I would used to line up so tight to shrink the court that so many times opposing coaches would question if I was standing in a legal position.
Oh, man. It's good strategy, though.
Make the court look as small as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Williams with the kill.
Especially because from a serving standpoint, you're looking at the ball when you're going to hit it. It's peripherals where you see where your servers are and targeting purposes.
One of the times I actually did make an illegal play where I moved while the ball was in the air and the server couldn't see. You always try to get an edge on a step. Kill by Robinson.
In the corner. That's illegal for blockers to line up at the net and keep moving so that you cover your server behind them. If the ref notices that you're doing it, they can call you on it.
It wasn't the ref, it was the opposing coach.
Darn.
Speaking of unconventional serves, Robinson with a sneak attack and Ryder puts it down.
Again, with those corner shots, both teams utilizing them.
An interesting decision from Robinson, 1 point away from Wesleyan claiming the second set. Kind of a quick pitch, if you would. Didn't get set, didn't get in rhythm. And now the Titans have set point. Ryder off the hands. A chance to put an end to this set. Williams can't do it.
Smart high hands, though.
Off the block, into the net. Dragon with the kill. We keep on playing.
Liam Miller enters for North Park. Is back to serve.
Williams.
From the right side.
With that extra
down.
space,
Tight
over,
ball.
tight ball. John Sampson gets the better of it. So similar to what Illinois Wesleyan did at the end of the first, it's North Park returning the favor at the end of the second, staving off a couple of set points. First set was 25-21. Let's see if the Titans can make a carbon copy of the first. On the reverse, out of bounds.
Good call.
And the Titans even the match at 1 set apiece. We head to a swing third on IWSports.com.
1 set to 1.
At NCAA championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right. At 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Start of a swing third set in Bloomington. Matt Sossler alongside CCIW Newcomer of the Year, Alex Bartonitis. Both sets 25-21. North Park won the first. Illinois Wesleyan claimed the second with some much-needed adjustments. Errors were a major issue for the Titans in set number one, and they were able to clean some of those up in the second.
Definitely, I think they noticed and quickly adjusted to some of those things that they didn't do in the first two sets. Especially from a hitting standpoint, they definitely cleaned that up. There were a lot less balls that got blocked and more balls that they utilized. Those high hand shots, they were able to find the hole in the block and just place it in smart places.
Titans with 9 errors in the first set and just 3 in the second set. So not only a complete reversal, but probably one of the cleanest sets they've played this year.
Definitely. And defensively, a lot of plays were chased down. Defenders are in the right spot. So they're definitely adjusting and cleaning things up. But now North Park's going to come back. They're going to adjust to what the Titans are doing again. So the Titans just have to make sure that they come out and adjust quicker to make sure that they don't get down so much in the score standpoint. 2
head coaches with long resumes. You talk about adjustments and counter adjustments heading into the next set in a potential elimination match in the CCIW, with both teams on the outside looking in of the conference tournament, trying to get a pivotal win before the Titans head into the gauntlet of CCIW play. The rest of their schedule contains all top 20 opponents. Illinois Wesleyan can also set a program record in wins with their 12th on the year. Mike Eastman, the assistant coach, talked about it pre-match on how every single year, especially with a younger group this year in the senior class they lost last year, it's about building in small pieces and not trying to make a giant leap. Rolling off the hands opens the books for the Titans. Incremental growth, especially with a group that's still learning how to play with each other. You're able to springboard yourself into future years.
Coogan with the assist.
Milka with the wide angle.
One-handed dig from Williams.
Defense has been key in this match. Milka puts it in the net.
A great out-of-system ball put up by Ryder. But those high out-of-system balls, especially since Ryder was in the deep corner back here, really tough on a hitter. It gives you a lot of time. You can't be too early on your approach. And you got to make sure that you keep your arm high and you don't drop it, because that's going to send that ball into the net.
Ty Ingrao back to serve for North Park. Guzella bailed out and put down nonetheless by Robinson. Robinson now leads the Vikings today with 6 kills. The wealth has been spread apart on both sides for North Park. 6 players have notched at least 1 kill. Blocked and put down. Rolling in Kuzella.
Great front.
For the Titans, 5 players with at least 1 kill. Rolling the leader with 9.
Utilizing that triple block too All three, Milka, Ryder, and Rolling, all went up for it.
That puts arguably the best server tonight for Illinois Wesleyan, Vince DiCasola, behind the line. Rare error from the senior. That's the 10th service error for Illinois Wesleyan today. They started off clean on serve, but one of the drawbacks in the second set and early here in the third, those service errors have increased. Rolling on a tight ball.
Recovered his own. Soft
Ryder
shot.
off the hands, out of system.
That's a lift. Switching from hard swings to those soft shots keeps the defenders caught on their heels, and they can't move up for it.
Locked down.
Bryce Williams! And a close by Gavin Rolling. It was a beautiful setup on the pin.
Take a look at that once again. Going the other way, too, was Bryce. Near ace.
And a free ball for the Titans.
In system.
Williams.
It's like watching a 2-on-1 fast break work itself out. Safe to say the Shirk Center has seen a fair share of those.
Ryder down the line.
Titan offense is feeling it in the third.
I think they definitely found their groove with their offense, especially making those errors. But the good thing about making errors is that you learn from them and you can adjust. And they've definitely found that groove, and the hitter-setter connection is really working, as we can see.
Titans with a 3-point edge. Another near ace. North Park looks a little discombobulated on the receive. Ryder tried to go wide angle. Attacking error from Dragan. You know at the Shirk Center as the Vikings take a timeout, Alex. You know at the Shirk Center, if you got a guy named Williams and you got the tallest guy on your roster, your offense will work just fine. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Titans up 4 in the third on IWSports.com.
My foot's going numb from the ice. I know what you're talking about.
Timeout in Bloomington. Illinois Wesleyan up 7-3 in the third set, even at 1 set apiece. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis in a pivotal CCIW clash. The winner keeps their postseason hopes alive. The loser will have a lot of work to do in the future. The Titans also trying to set a program record for most wins in a season at 12. The main storyline in the third, Alex, has been the Titan offense just clicking.
They've definitely found their groove. And what's good about that is you build up your confidence as hitters and you can stay in that groove.
Now what you want out of the timeout, Milka with a service there. You can credit the ice from Coach Welch.
I feel like icing servers is an overlooked strategy in volleyball from a coaching standpoint.
Of course, serving a very habitual stroke in volleyball. Rolling.
Puts it down.
Speak about habits. He's gotten in a habit of doing that.
Beautiful pass. And put
kill.
down.
from Gerald Milana. Blocked up front. Ingrao and John Sampson on the tandem.
A beautiful setup on the pin and way to close that in the middle.
So we've seen a turn of the tides out of the timeout. Looks like whatever Coach Welch adjusted has come to fruition. Titans look to get back on track. Picasola, nobody else home.
You got to be careful when you're covering that close to the sideline. I mean, it's safe to play it. I'd rather be safe than sorry and play that ball. But still, that comes in a court awareness. You got to make sure that the ball is actually in the court.
Vikings have won the last 4 points and a chance to draw even. Tight ball, Williams with a side swipe.
A little bit of a line drive of a set there by DeCasola, but Williams able to place it.
Not only a place and a side swipe, but a backhand per se. Like a chest pass in basketball. Free ball. Guzella too much. No touch. Hitting percentages have since flipped. Illinois Wesleyan was in the negatives after the first set.
Overpass. Scrappy play, put over.
Finally back in system. Guzella takes it early with the kill. And now Illinois Wesleyan hitting 221, North Park at 157. Overplay, Coogan puts it down, also trying to plead his case, not get the net violation. Some more scrappy play by the green and white. Tight ball for Milka. Into
Beautiful
the corner.
Placement. I love that shot. Zone 4, all the way at the tee. No defenders are there.
Jace Milka putting on a geometry class tonight at the Shirk.
Yeah, it's the sharpest angle I've ever seen.
Get out your protractor. Just missing Bryce Williams. That'd be a nice feature if they had it. A protractor on a volleyball broadcast. You can see the angle from the point of the shot to the angle and where it lands.
That's like nitty-gritty details.
Milka tried the tight angle again. That time ran straight into a block. Guzella off the hands.
Luke Hartke checking in again to serve.
Went on a 4-0 run in the second set when his number was called. If he can do the same thing here, it would put the clamps on this third set. With the Titans up 3 and only 1 timeout left for North Park. Hartke just long.
It was a nice floater, though. You can see it move from up here. That's one of my favorite things about float serves is just how much they move.
Think about that inside. Imagine what it does outside.
Deep corner shot.
Overall good placement from Milka. Williams can't get his feet out in time.
Catching him a little bit off balance. Chasing with his angle.
Robinson's 7th kill tonight. Guzella into traffic. Kept up, but eventually no black jerseys in the area. Got to credit that North Park defense, though.
Definitely really scrappy. They have a dig or die mindset. They're going for everything.
What you got to have in this conference, no matter who you are.
That's something we really emphasize in our program as well.
CCIW, one of the top volleyball conferences, not only on the men's side, but the women's side as well. At one point this year had 3 teams in the top 20.
Recovered by Williams.
Milka.
And that's touch.
At the end of the day, it was Illinois Wesleyan reigning above all on the women's side. Winning the conference championship and a deep run in the NCAA tournament.
We're going even farther next season.
We're going to clip that. DiCasolo with the service error. Going farther would put you in the final stop of the campaign in the last 8.
Especially because we play the national championship for D3, the champion for D3, in our regular season next season. That ball's out of bounds.
Not only that, Alex, but if you're able to do that, you become the second Titan team at the Shirk Center to host and play in the national championship. The D3 Women's Volleyball Championships coming right here to Bloomington next December. Of course, the second, the first being women's basketball back in 2011, making it to the Final Four and hosting that here at the Shirk. If you want more good news, Alex, if you're able to do that next year, being that you're just a freshman, women's basketball was bounced in the Final Four that year. They won a natty the next year. Point Illinois Wesleyan, no touch, and they lead by 5. So all signs pointing in the right direction. If there are indeed any parallels. Of course, Bloomington will become the city of national championships as Milka commits a service error. Softball national championships headed to the 309, just a couple of months away. Everybody here also hoping that the green and white are competing there after they made the postseason a season ago.
I'll be on the call for a couple of the softball games as well.
Beginning with the home opener this Saturday against Shrine. Williams, a little too much gas on the kill. Titan softball team that just knocked off the number 2 team in the country on their California trip. Service error. Titans nearing 20.
Great follow by Ben Zima, covering all the bases.
See Titan assistant softball coach Nikki Miller, along with a lot of her team in the building for this one. Coogan with the backswing.
Great placement, putting it behind that defender.
Chance for a kill. Not a clean look, but got it anyways. The timeout called by North Park. You got Mallory Holland just to the left of Coach Miller. Holland with a complete game in California a couple weeks ago. So an exciting time in Titan athletics, including for men's volleyball, up 20-15 in the third, back in 30 as the Titans try for a 2-1 set advantage on IWSports.com.
What is
(20-15), Illinois Wesleyan up on North Park in the third set, tied at 1 set apiece. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis in this third set. The Titans hitting 280, North Park a negative 0.53, and the Titans can certainly feel this set going their way.
Definitely, you can tell that they've kept themselves in the groove, and when North Park has pushed back on them with their offense and their defense, Wesleyan has pushed back on them, finding stuff that works, lots of aggressive kills and smart placements all around on the outside, the right side, and in the middle.
Gavin Rolling back to serve.
Kept it alive.
Another near ace for the Titans. You got to credit North Park serve receive. Williams puts it through.
Doesn't give him a chance.
You do all you want on the serve receive, but if you're out of system there, you got trouble coming on the next sequence.
Out of system, and if you send a free ball over, it really lessens your chance for winning that point.
Vikings out of timeouts. Another strong serve from the freshman. Miscommunication on Illinois Wesleyan. Williams thought there was a defender behind him. Instead, the tallest player on the team, Gavin Rolling.
Well, that too, but also a great strategy on North Park's part, because targeting a middle on defense, because they don't normally play back row defense, it's very smart.
Ryder.
Off the defender.
And off the official.
We're playing ping pong.
Coach Welch and Ty and Grayo with some immediate feedback. I'm sure that'll be a point of emphasis at the end of this set. Preaching
Open
blocking.
Net. Bounce in front of the 10-foot line.
And all Coach Welch can do is watch.
Blink.
Look at that again. She talked about putting up a wall. Even the most skilled carpenters couldn't put up a wall that fast.
Oh, no.
Ryder just long.
Out of bounds. Vikings point. Jonah John Sampson back to serve for the Vikings.
Jonah John Sampson will have to go on a little bit of a run. Otherwise, the Titans will have set point when they get the ball back. Williams again, down the middle, solves the riddle. Set point Titans. Up 7, you got to say Williams has his full arsenal available in terms of serves. got caught between a top and a flat.
A little bit of a missed contact there. Probably hit Paul a little bit more of the wrist area than the full palm.
Titans still with room as Teddy Gedville, the Lake Villa native, back to keep this set alive. And he replies with an error of his own, and for the second straight set, Illinois Wesleyan claims the set on a North Park service error, this time 25-18. Titans up 2-1, and they try to close it out when we come back on IWSports.com. Start of the fourth set in Bloomington. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis. Illinois Wesleyan up 2-1 over North Park. And taking a look at some other scores from around the conference. Loris swept Augustana in the Battle of the Mississippi River. So these are the standings entering today. You can tack on a win to Loris, so they're now 4-1. Elsewhere around the conference, Carthage and North Central tied at 1 set apiece. So that's big for this match if Carthage is able to win. Both North Park and Illinois Wesleyan are hoping that Carthage just runs away with this and finishes with a perfect record, obviously outside of the matches that Carthage plays against North Park and Illinois Wesleyan. Taking a look at the remaining schedule in the CCIW for men's volleyball, that's for Illinois Wesleyan, a very tough hill for the Green and White Alex.
Definitely a lot more tough competition coming up, and especially playing Loris almost 2 or 3 days apart from each other. That's going to be a little bit of a tough turnaround, but a great chance depending on which way the match goes.
Upcoming conference matches. On the 22nd, you got Carthage hosting Loris. As you just saw, Illinois Wesleyan heads to Naperville against North Central. The most vital match, honestly, after this one that's still left to determine who gets in is Augustana hosting North Park on the 29th. We'll take a look at the standings graphic in just a moment again to give you a deeper dissection so you can see it on your screen. But if Illinois Wesleyan wins today, hangs on against North Park, and Augustana wins the second bout of the Vikings, and then the top three win out against the bottom three, I believe that may be good enough for the Titans to sneak into the conference tournament. We'll do the math and science later, but first Illinois Wesleyan has to get it done tonight.
Great pickup from Williams, chasing that bat to the deep corner.
Kept alive.
Coons off the hands.
Point Illinois Wesleyan.
Fifth kill for Ethan Kusola.
Of course, tiebreakers a massive factor.
Vince Kusola enters the Titans to serve.
And now Ryder getting a word from the up official. We play on. Slammed down by Robinson.
Kill for the Vikings.
Caught a little bit of the tape, but able to accurately place. Ryder finding that Langle right on the outside of that block.
Jake Smilka back to serve for the Titans.
I just did some arithmetic, Alex. We'll dive deeper into the standings and the tiebreakers when we get a chance. Rolling with the slam dunk.
It's like a middle-on-middle game out here between Robinson and Rolling.
Blocked. Point North Park.
Sam Robinson back to serve for North Park.
Titans get it back. It's important now, Alex, as Williams gets the kill, that they keep the Vikings at an arm's length.
Definitely. Any kills and any errors that they can make up for, everything counts. Overpass. That ball lands right on the tee. A little bit of a miscommunication. Williams did call that out.
Key placement, indeed.
You don't see free ball kills every day.
Williams with emphasis.
Brendan Ryder back to serve.
Definitely finding a rhythm on that sharp cross shot. Off hands, good block touch.
Williams sneaks it through, but the defense continuing a strong showcase. John Sampson mishit, gives Milka a chance. Huge momentum swing of a point. Longest rally of the night goes the Vikings' way.
Miscommunication on the off-blocker defense, but also, again, with two setters, you got Ethan Kujella and Brendan Ryder in. Kujella was able to take that second ball and put up a playable set.
Service error from Milana.
Bryce Williams back to serve for the Titans.
Kuzella with the long angle, kept up. Miller's got to go over.
The rafters.
Would have been a Titan point no matter what.
Fortunate to have such high ceilings in the arena here.
We see just a couple balls this year clank off of Jack Sigma's 44. Williams puts it in the net.
Titans still keeping a lead, 7-5.
Illinois Wesleyan trying to close it out in the fourth. John Sampson.
Out of the back row, Williams.
Nothing a set of bleachers can do about it that time. Bryce has 14 kills.
And under Gavin Rolling now, the highest hitting percent, second highest hitting percentage. Robinson.
Kept up by Ryder. Milka can't get the soft touch. Williams' career high was 20 in the ranked win over Dominican on February 6th. At 14 now, so that's very much in play, with neither team at 10 yet in the fourth. Considering that Williams has also been the focal point of this Titan attack. Kuzella, some confusion from Gedville. One of the simplest things in all of sports, Alex. Eye on the ball.
A lot of times you get caught in like a, do I set it, do I pass it, and then you just kind of put your hands out somewhere in between.
Then you're shrugging, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Robinson on a
Off
tee.
the hands.
Sit
Rolling.
down.
The speed at which the ball hits the floor is insane.
Definitely a point of emphasis for Coach Welch in practice tomorrow. I would not be surprised if there are boxes out within the first 5 minutes of practice for the Vikings to work on their blocks.
I mean, technically speaking, their block hasn't been that bad. It's just Gavin Rolling using his volleyball IQ. One-handed dig from Williams over here.
Ryder. Milka.
Ooh,
big swing, just a hair out.
Very smart, using that crossbody into the deep corner.
Titans have had control of the third set, hitting north of 300. North Park at 143. Ryder.
Just out.
No touch.
From a coaching standpoint, Coach Mueller really can't get mad at the past two swings. They were really aggressive from Milka and Ryder.
2 straight points for the Vikings. They were down 4. Talk about speed.
Rolling again.
That went into the last row of seats off the deflection.
Kaylin Shannon retrieving it.
She had to walk about 3 rows. 3 rows and a whole section over. Rolling was mere inches away from putting that thing in the tunnel.
Off the hands again.
See if Rolling can make it 2.
Rolling's on fire.
It's a dunk contest for number 11. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Out of bounds, touch call.
Touch on the block. Something else to note on the Titan side, you can hear the communication from up here, which is something that a couple games in the past we really haven't seen much, especially with low energy, but you can tell, especially with as many momentum plays and good kills as this, but a miscommunication here on the pass.
One of the rare gaps for Illinois Wesleyan from a communication standpoint. I wouldn't necessarily say communication. I think Zima lost where he was on the court. Thought that he was a little bit closer to out of bounds. That one a good eye.
Out of bounds. Point for the Titans.
But it's something that Coach Mueller harps on in practice. If you don't talk, you automatically lose the point no matter what. You mentioned earlier, Alex, controllables and non-controllables. Communication is one of the biggest controllables.
Oh, for sure.
And so is serve, as Rolling puts it in the twine. Titans up 2-1. Looking to boost themselves towards a CCIW tournament appearance. Service error from Miller. We have the math figured out. Even with a win today for Illinois Wesleyan, they still need a little bit of help here and there. But with a win for Illinois Wesleyan today, you're going 5 or 6 tiebreakers deep, which means that any score for the rest of the conference slate could change how that's slated. With a loss for Illinois Wesleyan, Coogan a little short. Those tiebreakers become a non-factor. Net violation called on North Park. Because you have 2 games of separation between the Vikings and the Titans. Really 3 when you take into account the head-to-head. Milko with a bailout off a miss hit from Gedville.
Titans serve receives stacked on the outside. Got all 3 hitters on that side of the court.
Williams, another kill.
Into the banner.
That's his 15th. He now leads the team. Substitution for North Park. Toby Ledwick in the game for the first time. Williams lost where he was. Free ball. Kept up. Kuzella puts it down. And a timeout called by the Vikings. With Illinois Wesleyan leading 17-12. Be back in 30 seconds on IWSports.com.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had. For the space to discover passions, bond over dreams, and make lifelong friends. Breakthrough at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Mark your calendars for All In for Wesleyan on April 8th. IW thrives because of you. Show your commitment by investing in our students, programs, and future. Let's go all out and be all in together. Join the 24-hour campaign, make your gift, and see our goals at iwu.edu/all-in. See the nice facilities at the Shirk Center out of the timeout. Matt Sosler alongside Alex Bardenitis, Illinois Wesleyan, closing in on a critical conference victory that would not only keep them alive in the conference race, but also set a single season mark for wins in a season at 12. North Park on the other side, if they're able to come back, would almost secure a spot in the conference tournament. Attacking error, no touch from Ingreo. So the next few points are vital for the Vikings as they try and claw back and force a fifth. Liuchuk. Milk off the block.
Benzema ducking out of the way.
Milka uses the tool. You rarely see Zima do that. And Toby Liuchuk checks out. Prior to today, just one set played this year. However, Coach Welch at this point, similar to what we've seen Coach Mueller do a lot this year, when you're in this situation, you got to come up with whatever mixture to try and get the match back in your hands. One of those substitutions for Coach Mueller was putting Luke Hartke in earlier, and it pays off this time around.
Ethan Cruzella with the setup on the pin.
Hartke went on a 4-0 run in the second set to give the Titans some insurance. Has one, and the Titans are 1 point away from 20. Right through the middle
shot
from Teddy Gedville. His fourth kill of the match. Guzella in the corner.
Those deep corner shots, man, I'm telling you. You go back to geometry, you got more space in both corners.
Speaking of math, Guzella now joins the club in double-digit kills with 10. Simple geometry, Alex. If you take the hypotenuse, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You got more room to work with.
Can't say I enjoy math too much. That's why I communications major.
I was not a math genius either. However, geometry was my favorite.
Yeah, I like geometry and trigonometry.
That time, not much of an angle from the Vikings, but it pays off.
Did not like calculus, let me tell you that.
Hasn't been much calculus today.
Thank goodness.
A lot of geometry, a lot of trigonometry, and a lot of addition, subtraction, and maybe even sometimes multiplication. Maybe 2 inches long on that. Service error from Gedville. And Jace Milka has the ball with a chance to bring the Titans even closer. Williams off hands. Rolling wanted it bad. He'll gladly take that. Second charge timeout, North Park. Titans up 22-15. Back in 30 seconds as Illinois Wesleyan tries to wrap it up on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Illinois Wesleyan 3 points away from a 4-set win against North Park. Redemption for the first trip through the conference. Matt Sosler alongside Alex Bardenitis will dive deeper into what a win would mean for Illinois Wesleyan during our post-game show. We've talked about math at nauseum. We've crunched the numbers. We've done our addition. We've done a little bit of subtraction. A lot of crossouts. Lesson to youngsters out there, always do math in pencil, not in pen. And we have figured out what a win for Illinois Wesleyan would mean. They're 3 points away. Jace Milka on serve for the green and white. But if you're North Park, what do you do to claw back? You're down 7 points near the 11th hour.
I think the biggest thing here for North Park is just to stop the offense. Titan offense definitely found their groove, found the rhythm, and they're getting a lot of touches on the offense for North Park. So just finding those things that work.
One of the things that's worked for Illinois Wesleyan has been Bryce Williams. He's got 17 kills. And unfortunately, he'll fall just short of his career high of 20, even if he has the next 2 to put this match to bed. Zemo with the dive. Put down by Rolling. Match point Titans. First 2 sets razor tight. The latter 2 have been all green and white. Match point. Robinson keeps it alive. Robinson's team leading 9th kill, and now he's on serve. The last 2 sets have ended on North Park service errors. Ryder puts it down, and the Titans set a single season best in wins. 3 sets to 1 over North Park, their 12th victory of 2025, and they keep their hopes alive in the conference. A huge get-back win for the green and white, going to Augustana, a team that you beat the first time around. You don't play your best in Rock Island, come back home, and you're able to get the job done.
I think also practicing and looking at past matches and working on those things that haven't worked in those matches, bringing them into practice. You can tell that it definitely translated. Again, Coach Mike Eastman said they were working on defense. You could really tell Titan defense at the net with those blocks, Titan defense in the back row, lots of scrappy plays, kept the ball up. Overall, I think they've definitely improved from those matches, and you can tell that they put in the work.
Be joined by Coach Mueller and a player guest coming up in just a moment. Let's take a look at the CCIW standings. Again, this is entering today, so not indicative of where things sit now. You tack on a win for Illinois Wesleyan. They're even in the win column. We're going to look at the win column in terms of the tiebreakers, given that Illinois Wesleyan and Loris got postponed in the first trip through. They'll play a near doubleheader on the tail end of the campaign, so even at 2 wins, again, Augustana and North Park will play each other on the 29th of March. That's a pivotal match, and if you're a Titan fan, you'd be rooting for the Vikings if chalk goes the rest of the way. The rest of the Titans schedule is against ranked teams, so it's going to be hard. The Titans will have to pull off an upset. So if you assume chalk the rest of the way, you want Augustana to win that match, and at that point, you're going way deep into the tiebreakers because I looked at the head-to-head. That would be the next tiebreaker between the bottom 3, North Park, Illinois Wesleyan, Augustana. That would all be split 1 match apiece. You even dive deeper into records the first time through and the second time through, those are inconclusive considering the postponement of the Titans against Loris that'll be played during the last week of the season. So we'll have to go way deep down the line to see who potentially gets that fourth spot. But the easiest way for Illinois Wesleyan to erase all doubt there is you have the most amount of matches left on your docket. That also means the largest amount of opportunity to come away with an upset against a ranked team. So a happy night at the Shirk Center. We'll take a quick timeout, be joined by Coach Mueller when we come back on IWSports.com.
Oh, thank goodness.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Post-match at the Shirk Center, the Titans winners in 4 sets against North Park. Matt Sossler, Alex Bardenitis, and our player of the match, the freshman Gavin Rowling, 15 kills on the match. But before we dive into the macro, I want to focus on your miniature run in the fourth. 2 straight kills, silencing the Vikings, and not only kills, but kills with emphasis. Balls hitting the floor before your feet did.
Yeah, those are some of the best ones to get. They really hype up the team, and it really gets everyone going and kind of into a good rhythm. And then after that, it was just smooth sailing.
Looking at your past match against North Park, what are some of the things that you took from that loss and made sure that you focused on in this match?
It's definitely an energy thing. A lot of last match just came down to our mistakes on our side of the net. So going into this one, we were just kind of it's all on our side. Just keep the energy high, keep the service pressure on them, and then it makes the game a whole lot easier.
You're back at home following a near 2-week stay away from the Shirk. What was it like being back in front of the home fans, having your home routine down pat, and it certainly paid off?
Yeah, it was great. We love this gym, and it brings a different kind of energy than when we're away.
It's not just you in the front row. Bryce Williams, near your margin in kills today, nearly setting a career best for the sophomore. What's it like having that depth up front where there's several options to go around?
Oh, man, it's fantastic. It's such a problem for other teams, and hopefully we can keep it up, and he keeps swinging as hard as he can, because when he swings, it's powerful. It gets down.
You're able to get a critical win in the CCIW slate today, keep your hopes for a conference tournament berth alive. It's tough sledding ahead. You got all ranked teams the rest of the way, including Loris twice. You got a young group. What's the mentality heading into those matches, knowing that if you're able to pull off an upset, you secure a huge spot in the driver's seat for the conference tournament?
Yeah, I think for the next few, I think still the main focus is going to be on our side, because if we play that way again, there's no one that can stop us. So I think that's the main mindset going forward, and I think everyone's super excited, especially as a young team, for the future years to come, and even to finish out this season. I think everyone's just even our conference, just being able to play ranked team is such a privilege that some people don't get.
Matt Sossler, Alex Bardenitis, and our player of the match, Gavin Rowling. Gavin, congratulations on a great night. Coach Mueller joins us on the other side on IWSports.com. Post-match at the Shirk, Titans beating North Park 3-1. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis, head coach Brandon Mueller. Coach, you dropped the first set. Second set is tight. Sets 3 and set 4 in no doubt. Walk me through this one.
Yeah, I thought, our team definitely started off slow. We were not the aggressor, and I thought North Park did a great job of